The real problem with robot vacuums is this: if they're strong on the vacuum side, then they're probably not so good at the mopping side. But what if I told you a robot vacuum is actually good at both at the same time? What's up everybody, this is Danny, and today I've partnered with ECOVACS to show you the new DEEBOT X9 Pro Omni. This is the flagship model that promises to be the master of both dry and wet cleaning. So let me show you a few things that make this vacuum unique. But let me show you the unboxing and what you get when you pick one up. I will leave a link down below for you to check current pricing because you never know when these will go on sale, and there's a discount on it right now, so make sure you check it out. You get everything in the box that you need to get started. Here is the vacuum itself. It just has some plastic around it to keep it protected, but you don't have to attach any side brushes or anything like that. It's just completely ready to go out of the box. And it comes with the base station fully assembled, so let me show you a few things that make this vacuum setup stand out. First, let me touch on the design. Here is the vacuum in the docking station. It's a nice size, not taking up too much room. The black and gold color scheme match up nicely with my home decor, so I think it looks sleek. I will talk more about this dock later, but let me jump right into the vacuum. I really like this brushed metal effect ECOVACS is going for. The top magnetic lid is easily removable, so you can get to the dustbin if you need to. Of course, the vacuum empties itself at the base station, but this is just in case you need to do some maintenance like clean or replace the filter. The bottom of the vacuum also looks a little different than some of the other vacuums that you might have seen before, but I'll get more into depth as I show you what the ECOVACS DEEBOT X9 Pro Omni can do, so let's not waste any time and just jump right into what's important. I mentioned earlier that ECOVACS claims that this is the master of both wet and dry cleaning, so let's start with the vacuuming first. Take a look at this mess on my rug, and I have kids, so messes like this happen all the time with snacks on the floor. Sometimes this is not an exaggeration. And look at how the blast suction technology works. I have an odd rug where it isn't completely flat and it's quite bumpy, but it's able to pick up all of that with no issues. The reason why this works so well is because of the 16,600 pascals of suction power. Whoa, hold on, wait a minute. Isn't that number lower than some of the other flagship vacuums that are out there right now? Yeah, that is right. I'm glad you're actually paying attention sometimes. But that number really doesn't matter as much. Let me explain. There are larger fan blades and a high torque motor that creates the power, but on top of that, there's better airflow, so the vacuum can be more efficient. So think about this like a car. You can have all the horsepower that you want, but if you don't have a proper intake, then the performance will never match. So ECOVACS is thinking outside of the box here with more airflow. Very smart. So remember, it's not as important to look at the suction power number, it's about how efficient that suction is. So with increased airflow, it can suck up larger particles and materials like this cut up paper, which my kids leave on the floor all the time from crafts. As you saw earlier with the example of the cereal on the rug, a lot of vacuums can't pick up cereal that size. A lot of times it gets scattered or crushed on the carpet, so this is a big deal. If you look at this roller brush on the bottom, it looks a little different, but for a good reason. Take a look at the V shape. This is going to pull the hair towards the middle, and the rotation of the brushes and rubber materials will separate and detangle the hair before it even gets into the vacuum. Here's an example of what it looks like when it sucks up hair. That is absolutely insane. But here's where the ECOVACS DEEBOT X9 Pro Omni takes it to the next level. This dual cluster AR clean side brush doesn't look like any other side brush that I've ever seen, but check this out. Even when you put the hair towards the side brush, look at how it funnels it in right into the middle and it doesn't get tangled. So this is a game changer for pet owners and long hair in general. So I found that in my house. This definitely did significantly better with picking up hair from the ground. So if you need this type of cleaning in your house, this vacuum is definitely what you need on the dry side of things. And since this side brush is a little longer, it naturally contacts the corner without extending out mechanically. But that's not it. This vacuum also has a killer mopping system. It is able to tackle most spills and liquid in just one pass because of a few key things. First is the shape of the mop. My favorite mops are roller style because I find them to perform better. This Osmo roller mop system also puts down some serious pressure to the floor with 10 newtons of pressure. ECOVACS claims that is 16 times the amount of traditional mops out there. The reason why it's able to clean a mess this large without smearing it everywhere is because the DEEBOT X9 Pro Omni cleans the mop as it goes. In fact, it rinses the mop with fresh water 200 times per minute, which is insane. And I think this is the first roller mop system that I've ever seen that extends to the side like this to get right up against the baseboard, so I thought that was neat. The mop cleans itself in the base with hot water and dries it as well, but if you ever need to remove it to manually clean the mop, just double tap on the power button to extend it, or you can also do it in the app. The icing on the cake is you don't even have to worry about which mode to pick. You can just hit auto clean and let it mop and vacuum at the same time because it doesn't matter if the DEEBOT X9 Pro Omni goes from dry to wet scenarios or vice versa. The AI combined with the camera system and sensors can identify wet messes before it cleans. And here is another next level thing. The triple lift system will lift its roller brush and side brush so they don't touch the liquid, only the mop does. So here's a good example of wet and dry mess at the same time, some water and some chip crumbs together. And you can see how it recognizes the water spilled, so it lifts the side brush and main brush so it only mops up the water first. It was able to clean up all of the wet and dry mess in one pass, so this is a major win. No more smearing. This actually fixes a huge problem with robot vacuums when it comes to the combo cleaning side of things, so kudos to ECOVACS on this one. This is actually really cool, and of course after it cleans up the spill, if the vacuum goes onto carpet or a rug like this, it will lift the mop so it doesn't get the carpet wet, which is also great. I thought the cleaning was the most important part, so I wanted to go over that first, but here are a few more things that stood out to me. The AI VI 3D obstacle avoidance worked well, not bumping into my furniture. AI Stain Detection 2.0 is a feature where if it detects a larger mess, it can clean twice or it can remop, which I think is convenient. Because there's no big LiDAR sensor on the top of the vacuum to get in the way, look down here. It is able to fit into tight places without an issue, so this might fit under furniture that other vacuums can't. The base station is sleek like I showed you before. One of my favorite everyday things is the handles on the clean and dirty water tanks. They are nice and wide, so they're easy to carry. The front cover comes right off, so you can access the big 3-liter dust bag, which is good for a couple of months or even more depending on the size and mess of your home. There's a separate and easy to get to detergent or solution container, which I love. This will auto mix the cleaning solution into every mop clean if you want it. I highly recommend it. On the bottom, I like that the mop tray comes out so you can clean it, but it's good up to 150 days without maintenance according to ECOVACS, so I'll put that to the test and get back to you on social media. To wrap up the experience is the software. I find the layout really easy to use. The home screen is simple and to the point. Scenario cleans are like shortcuts to the custom cleans, so you can set up your favorite everyday clean or only clean up around your pet area, and you can customize every aspect of the clean to how many times, if it only mops or vacuums, or both, intensity, you name it. There is that auto clean button if you just want to let the DEEBOT X9 Pro Omni do its thing, but if you want to get in depth, you definitely can. Just swipe up and you can quickly customize whatever you need to, including this setting, the vacuum first then mop, which is great. Then you have suction power, water flow rate, cleaning speed, and how many passes. Then you can even get to more settings here on the advanced settings. So many settings that you can customize to your liking, like setting the sequence of your clean so you can choose which rooms that it cleans first, do not disturb, clean along the floor lines, which reduces noise on tile flooring like I have here, so I really appreciate that. Just a ton of options for you to play with, which I suggest you going through. There are even more settings. If you check out the station advanced settings, you can choose how often the vacuum auto empties, even have the dustbin empty more quietly, the extensiveness of the mop washing and drying, auto mop wash frequency, hot drying duration, auto cleaning solution heading. I mean, this is a cleaning dream with all of these options in one place. But that's not it though, because there are even more features in the labs that give you some more experimental options. And there's even a voice assistant called Yico, which has an insane amount of voice commands that it can respond to. So you can quick map, start cleaning, start cleans in specific rooms, return to base, clean the mop, and you can even ask how much battery life is left. Okay, Yico.
I'm listening.
How much battery do you have left?
Current battery level is 71%.
And remember that big camera in the front that I showed you earlier? You can actually get access to this and use it like a security camera, which you normally find in high-end vacuums only. And this can be cool if you need to check out a room that doesn't have access to cameras, especially when you're not home. What do you think about this? Do you like this feature? Let me know in the comment section below. So there you go. That is the ECOVACS DEEBOT X9 Pro Omni experience. And I think this is a solid choice when looking into a high-end, top-of-the-line robot vacuum. I think the strength of this is the vacuuming and mopping experience. It does both of them well at the same time. And that is exactly what you can expect from this vacuum without all of the gimmicks. So make sure you check the links down below to check current pricing, because you never know when it will be on sale. And if there are any discounts, I will leave them down in the description section. So let me know what you think about this vacuum, and I'll see you guys in the next one.